If you're like me and you love Babi Guling, you're gonna love this place. It's called Samsam Guling Merakak, and it's located a little bit outside of Sanur, but not too far. Short taxi ride away, in sort of the outskirts of Renon/Denpasar, located in a garden centre like this. Like, it's really like a garden. In this area, actually, there are a bunch of garden centres. And what someone's decided to do is to open this joint up inside a garden centre. I first came here quite a few years ago. It used to be a fairly quiet place, but it's become very popular with locals in recent years. And I'm here on a lunchtime, and it's really busy today. I have to wait for a seat, but usually it's not that big a deal. You don't really have to wait, especially if you're not in the peak periods like I am. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful place. Now, I've tried it before, but I'm going to try it again today and go through some of the components that I reckon are awesome, show you what you get when you order a particular meal, and check it out. So the menu here is fairly small. It's got a few different items on there which are more or less similar in nature. I always go for the nasi sampur special. They say sampur, it must be Balinese for champur, which means mixed. That's a fairly standard option here. 55,000. I think it's pretty good value for what you get. So let's check out how it tastes. So I got a jeruk kelapa. I think on the menu they actually call it a coconut orange, I think, or maybe kelapa orange or something like that. Jeruk kelapa, anyway. Basically, it's orange juice and coconut water, and there is some sugar in there as well. They'll definitely add to it. We'll see what it's like. I'm just going to give it a bit of a mix first. And they've got big sort of chunks of coconut in the top of it. Usually you have a squeeze of lime in there as well. So we'll just mix it a bit. Again, orange juice, that's not the same as what you'd get in most countries. It's usually jeruk peras, which is like a really weak orange juice. Some people call it cordial, but usually they will use an actual orange. Yep. And mixed with that coconut water. It's really refreshing. Just a comment on how busy this place is. It's a little bit chaotic in terms of finding a seat and so forth. It can be quite chaotic. And I just had an incident there where we sat down in a place and the guy came over and said, no, I've promised this seat to someone else. And then we gathered up all our stuff and our drinks, and then we're about to move. And then he went and found a seat for someone else. It's a bit crazy at times here. So just be aware that if you come in peak times, like even finding a seat can be a little bit unpleasant. The more that I taste that orange in there, the more I think that it actually is cordial this time, like a syrup. That colour is not real orange juice colour. Usually, if you get jeruk peras in Indonesia, it's like quite pale. It hasn't got that darkness to it. So this one, and there was a commenter a few weeks back that did say that they think it's cordial, and I said, no, they don't use cordial, they use fresh oranges. Well, this one is cordial. So I apologise to you, because this one is definitely a bit of cordial in there. So, and yeah, sometimes they might take a bit of a shortcut and put a cordial in there, but it's still right. It's like a sugary coconut water. It's hot as Hades here, and I'm sweating down my face on my glasses, and I've got this hat on, which I'm going to have to take off sooner or later because it's getting a bit hot. Susan got a Thai tea. To be honest, that's not a great Thai tea. Like, it's not. I mean, you're not coming here for the Thai tea anyway, but that doesn't even really taste very much. Like, you look at the colour of it, it's quite light. It's okay, it's drinkable, but it's not really what I'd expect from a Thai tea. So Susan reckons that the drinks here are different to what they were last time we were here. I think last time we were here, there was like a separate drinks counter run by maybe someone else. And I think they were better in the past. These ones are not too crash hot. I'm a little bit disappointed in them, to be honest. I hope the food is still as good as it was when I was here last time. I think it will be. I mean, you don't have a place becoming this busy if it's not good, right? Well, you do, but let's just hope that it's still the same. All right, so we have the dish here. This is a nasi sampur. We've got a little bit of lawar there, which is a typical Balinese dish of chopped coconut bits and bits of pig skin and other bits and pieces in there. It's like almost like a salad. Bit of sausage, which looks great. We have a little bit of sambal in there, which is a really sort of fried onion type sambal. We have a satay. We have another satay, different type. This is a lillet style, so it's minced meat. There's more chunks of meat. Then we have the actual pieces of meat in there. We have a bit of, I think they're calling that, I don't know if that's urap or what. No, I don't think it's urap. It's another veggie dish there, some leaves. Can't wait. And then the actual pork belly, which is like glass. So let's get stuck in. First of all, just try a bit of that meat. That meat is not a very fatty meat. It's a normal pork meat. And because that's not a very fatty meat, it is a little bit dry and tough. It's very tasty though, with all that sambal on it. Bit of lawar. So good. A bit of the sausage. That sausage is so herby, spicy, spices, fragrant, amazing flavour. All of this so far has been quite spicy. If you don't like spicy, it's going to be problematic. A bit more of this is more towards the belly meat there. The flavour is incredible. A little bit of that satay lillet. A bit of sweetness to that. A bit of a hint of sweetness. Beautiful. That one there, I don't know if it's red from chili or not, but we're going to find out. Oh. Very, very moist. Very spicy, but a little bit sweet as well. Beautiful. I'm going to try that bit of pork belly there. That's going to be awesome. One of the best pork bellies I've ever had in my life. Honestly. If you like crispy pork belly, like it seriously is one of the best you've ever tasted. It's unreal. A bit more lawar. I'll try the soup now. Now, of course, they also give you this white rice, but that, for me, I just don't even touch that. For me, it's just a little bit of filler. But that there, like they've given me, like Susan was just moaning about this before, that they've given me this biggest chunk of meat you can imagine, whereas in her one, she only got a small one. But I'm going to try the soup. So tasty. It's got a yellowness to it. Quite salty, a little bit spicy, a lot of flavour. Unreal. I'd be a little bit hesitant to mix any of this sambal through it. I am going to do it because I know it's going to taste good, but it's just going to blow my head off. So let's get a bit of that into that lawar, see what happens. You can taste it. You can taste it. Need a drink. So despite all those issues with the drinks that I thought were not very good and maybe a little bit of chaos in trying to get a seat, despite all that, that food is still one of the best you're going to get. If you love your Babi Guling and you want to try something relatively close to Sanur, I reckon this is one of the best you're going to be able to get. Honestly, it's just so good. And you really must come here if you want to try Babi Guling, where they're really focusing on the pork belly. And I guess that's the point of samsam guling, or guling samsam, the samsam, is that you're focusing on pork belly rather than the whole animal. And that's why you get a big slug of pork belly every single time at this place. So a few things about this place. First of all, I got the name wrong earlier. I always say samsam guling, and this place calls themselves guling samsam. Basically, I mean, like you would say Babi Guling, so I would say samsam guling, because samsam is pork belly. But anyway, they call it guling samsam merakak. Secondly, it is about pork belly. The samsam guling is a rolled pork belly. So that's the main flavour of the meat you get here, a more fatty meat generally, and it's absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Thirdly, it is a little bit spicy. It is a little bit spicy, but I don't think that's a big deal. If you don't put the sambal on there, most people are going to be able to handle it unless you really can't handle spice at all. But the flavour is just phenomenal. It's one of my favourite Babi Guling, samsam guling dishes around Bali. It's not, maybe not the best, but I think it's one of the real top ones. And in Sanur, I reckon this is sort of close enough that you can get here pretty easily by cab or whatever from the middle of town. It'll probably only take you 15 minutes. Absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend it if you're into your pork or any sort of local food like that. It's just a really good experience. Now, not that many foreigners come here. A few do. Like, it's not like totally free of foreigners, but a few do. But it's mainly locals. There are a lot more domestic tourists coming here than there used to be in the past. I think it must have gone viral on Instagram or something at one point. So it is fairly busy, fairly chaotic, still brilliant. The drinks, a bit hit and miss, you know. I do have a recollection that it was done a little bit differently in the past. Preferred the drinks in the past. But the main reason you're coming here is still the same. That samsam guling is just phenomenal. So if you've got a hankering for pork and a little bit of time on your hands, come out to Guling Samsam Mereka. You will not regret it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur and the rest of Indonesia. I'll catch you next time. Sampai jumpa.